What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. It's the Brashford Media Podcast for Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. What's going on? I'm Zach Adorn. I'm here. I'm your host. And I'm not with Tyler Sage right now. He'll be joining me here in a hot second. He'll be here. We'll have a normal show for you tonight. And I'm pumped to be here. My goodness. We've had, it's been quite the last few days, especially last night, yesterday afternoon, I guess I should say, just like soaking in a John Cena heel promo on Raw. Sometimes I had to just be like, are we really watching this? Is this really happening? Is this really a thing? So man, yeah, lots of stuff to get to, but I'm glad you guys are here. We got the live chat is already rolling with E and Sean and Eddie and others. So thanks so much for being here. If you're watching on YouTube right now, appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind hitting like on this while you watch, it certainly would help us out big time and help us get in front of more people. And that is always that's always good. So thank you in advance for that. If you aren't subscribed to the Brashford Media YouTube channel and you're checking this out, we'll definitely do that. We've got live content and live shows all week long that you're not going to want to miss. So definitely do that. Before we get into some plugs, let's talk about the business at hand, or at least just set the table for what I want to discuss and what I think will take up a lot of the show tonight, which is the John Cena heel promo from this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Cena for cutting a heel promo for the first time in 20 odd years or something like that. I mean, he's cut heel promos before, so it's not his first heel promo ever. But yeah, this is the first one since turning heel at Elimination Chamber, and a lot of eyes were on this, I think, and rightfully so, because number one, it's a big deal. It's John Cena on Raw. That's always a big deal. But in this case, Cena is primed up for a really big match at WrestleMania, the main event, with Cody Rhodes. And he's a heel in it. And he had there's a lot to juggle when you think about what Cena has on his plate right now, right? Like, as a talent, he's got WrestleMania, he's got The Rock, he's got Cody Rhodes, he's got the fact that he's a heel, he's got his retirement tour, and he also has to wrestle a match amidst all this. Plus, obviously the acting stuff. So he's juggling a lot, meta-wise, but also the character. That character has there's a lot to kind of wade through. And there's a lot to kind of grab onto. There's a lot to catch in terms of balls in the air that he's juggling. And the thing is, I don't think it all needed to be done in one promo, and I'm glad they didn't even attempt it. I'm glad they did not try to go to all of those places for just this for one 20-minute promo on the microphone, because you can't do it. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do it successfully, right? You just need more time to tell all of those stories and to tie up all of those stories. So because of that, I really, really, really liked what he did. I thought this promo was a home run. I thought it was money. I thought not only did it work to capture John Cena as a heel, but it worked to prop up Cody Rhodes as a babyface. It started to build the mountain that Cody is going to try to climb between now and WrestleMania. And I think the fans bought it. And I think a lot of that had to do with Cena himself and the fact that he had his moment out there with the crowd, just getting heat and being a bad guy. And I think that was important. I mean, there's going to be time to go into Rock and Cody more directly. But on this night, right out of the gate, you had to make sure that you could go out there as John Cena and get booed. because the thing is, because nothing else matters if that doesn't happen, right? If Cena's not booed, whatever he has to say about The Rock doesn't matter. Whatever he has to say about Cody Rhodes doesn't matter. None of that matters because fundamentally there's a flaw in the story and people aren't booing you. So he had to have that moment out there with the fans pushing and diving deeper into being a bad guy. And so I really liked the call. I thought the call to go in on the fans was important because the fans and John Cena, that's such a story for him, right? I mean, there's history there. There's all sorts of threads that you can pull in order to get somewhere as a heel if you're John Cena, if you go that route. It is a bit of a trope, right? Like you see it all the time when when wrestlers turn heel. But I don't think that this was the time to run from it because John Cena and the WWE fans are just so tied together for so long. And this story that he was telling yesterday has been central to the John Cena thing in WWE for so long that it kind of just would have been bad to just ignore that when you have it sitting right there. So I thought it was the right move. And I thought that he was able to get heat because of it. Cody can play off of that and kind of, be and speak for the audience who's, been betrayed by John Cena. And I think that matters. And I think that he's been able to really grab onto something. And there's Mr. Tyler Sage. What's going on, man?
Hey, I hope you haven't talked too much.
Nope.
About this young up and comer, I think has a really bright future.
This young whippersnapper.
Yeah, sorry if I just in the middle of that. So
no. It was it's a decent stopping point. But of course, we're talking about John Cena and the promo last night on Raw. Let me just take care of a little bit of business here, and then we'll throw to you, Tyler, and get your thoughts on everything that went down. We've got some super chats on this, and of course, the live chat is buzzing like normal. But this is the Brass Ring Media podcast, guys. We're live with this show on the One True Sport YouTube channel twice a week, Tuesdays and usually Thursdays. Tuesdays is a more WWE focused show. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. Usually the show later in the week is AEW focused. If you want to make sure that you catch all of these shows, subscribe to the One True Sport YouTube channel right now. And make sure that you turn on notifications so you know when we're live. There's also all sorts of other live content that drops with premier talent like RVD and others. You're not going to want to miss that. So become a subscriber here and turn on your notifications. If you can like this video, that would be fantastic. Also, we offer all of these podcasts and all of these shows, these Brass Ring Media podcasts, and also every other Brass Ring Media show as straight podcasts that you can get on your podcast feed. So whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. And hit subscribe. Just search Brass Ring Media, and you can find us and take us on the go wherever you may want to listen to us. But it's Brass Ring Media in your favorite podcast feed. Finally, we offer membership, Brass Ring Media on Patreon. We offer our members a special member-only podcast once a week. All of our members get all of our post-pay-per-view review shows and post-PLE review shows, including upcoming for AEW Dynasty, and of course, both nights of WrestleMania. So you're not going to want to miss it. Now is a great time to try us out. It's only $4. You get both of those perks. You get access to our Discord community. You get full access to our written newsletter, which is on Substack, and so much more. So definitely give us a go. Try us out. Brass Ring Media on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Brass Ring Media. I'd be remiss if I didn't point you guys into the direction of a cool thing that I did this past week. I interviewed Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was obviously a major bucket list item for me, given the fact that I wrote the book, which you can also pick up on Amazon. But mainly, it was just he gave me about an hour of his time, and we talked about all sorts of different topics. Really, really cool interview. It's up on the Takedown on SI YouTube channel right now. So check that out. I hope that you do. I think you'll enjoy it. As for today, the live chat's open, super chats are open, and you guys know how that madness works. We do appreciate the super chats in advance. Any dollar amount helps us out big time, and we thank you for that. We already got 2 in there right now from Zach, which I'll get to here in a second. Tyler, the young whippersnapper John Cena cut a heel promo, not for the first time ever, but for the first time in a long, long time. I'll give you the cliff notes of what I said, and then you can react to them and give us your own thoughts. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought not only was it enjoyable, but I thought it was just smart. I thought it was well thought through. I thought it was well just managed from like what they were trying to do. You didn't have Cena out there being cool, like he didn't have a new look. He didn't have new music. He looked like the same dorky old John Cena, but just new attitude, dumping the fans. I thought in this case, like kind of leaning into blaming the fans on this worked because it's John Cena and he has such a history with fans and with the WWE audience specifically, that's just a layup. It's a layup, and you need to make sure that he gets booed. I mean, it's paramount. It's essential to this whole thing that John Cena gets booed. So the fact that they were able to pull that off and go down that road, I'm high on night 1 of this. They have other things and other hoops they have to jump through. But for night 1, I thought it was about establishing John Cena as a bad guy, make sure that he gets booed, have Cody come out there to be kind of the anti-heel Cena. And that's enough from night 1 of The Office. And I thought they did a really nice job of checking all of those boxes. There's some folks who are disagreeing with me in the live chat. We'll get to those comments in a minute, but where are you at on this?
Yeah. One word to sum it up for me was captivating for John Cena's performance. So let me go back and then I'll dive into the promo itself. You and I are both very wrong about something. If you remember what this is, I don't know if you've talked about it, but I was in total agreement with you that this was a horrible disaster of WWE to do this in Europe.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Was I ever so rabid, and they're gonna like love everything he does. Like total 180. Could not be more wrong. You and I.
Yep.
This was the perfect environment to do this sort of promo of the fans who are behind it and selling it, etc. So, but yes. So on the thing itself, like, I think I've shared a little personal stuff here. I'm 8 minutes late today because I was at improv class and came back from it. And like, literally I took notes that I implemented tonight in class on this John Cena character of like, what a fully formed person. Now, whether you like it or not, and I know to get into some of Zach's like points that I think can be valid in the long term of this story of like having to pay off. And I think that's what you're alluding to as well. But like in this moment for this character and everything he said, like he believes it. So he's like a fully formed human being that is a reasonable for you as an audience member. You can understand why, even if you think he's wrong, he believes everything he's saying. And that's the perfect villain archetype, is someone who the greater society sees as wrong, the villain, etc., but has their own reasons for what they're doing and believes it and isn't just like twirling their mustache and tying a woman to train tracks, which a lot of Austin Theory is that kind of heel.
Yes.
It's right. The bad heels are like that. So in the content itself too, I don't have it written down bullet point by bullet point. Hopefully we get into it, but he's like, it makes sense and it works. Like when you ask me the question, this is just thinking from my perspective of like all the pitfalls of this turn happening. It was like, does he change the music? Does he wear something different? And like, I don't know. Do you remember what I said? I don't want to like just like 2020 vision this thing, but I don't remember what either of us said on should he change his attire? Should he change his song? I think we said yes.
We said we actually split the difference. We agreed on like that the attire attire should stay the same, and then we thought maybe that changing the music just because of the Pavlovian effect that it has should change. So we were half and half. We were half right and half wrong, but I think it worked. I mean, I think that like when I'm looking at it play out, he explained that. I mean, he went there with it and he said, like, look, I'm not changing anything for you guys. I'm doing me and I'm doing my thing. And and I think that was the right move just because meta wise, if Cena changes too much and becomes like a cool heel, that's none of this works. None of what they're going to do works. So
yeah,
I think that like what they did with that by not changing anything, you stripped the audience of the opportunity to attach to cool John Cena, who is wearing whatever. Like I really thought that was like an integral part of what they did out there.
Yeah, and him explaining it, like you said, and making it make sense, at least for him and his character, and like the camera work of showing the kid. I mean, have you seen that meme everywhere today? Because I have
everywhere.
Like, yeah, it's like that's incredible for like getting the story across.
Yeah,
and also the like I know it's like seems a little counterproductive to be talking about like the memification of this, but it total like this Cena saying like none of you ever asked how I felt about it, like that being used as a meme format too is like getting the story over in other ways too. So well shot, well executed, well written promo. I'd love to know who designed this for John Cena.
Yeah.
Who's his Eddie, what's his name? Who's Jericho's guy? Yeah, who's Jericho's like writer guy? What's his name? For like during like the list of Jericho stuff.
Oh, Jimmy Jacobs, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Jacobs. Like who's the Jimmy Jacobs on this? Because this is like one person's entire job that makes like six figures is writing the story. It really worked for me. I can see the pitfalls coming up in the beginning, and I don't think we're ready to pivot to Cody. I do have different opinions on that. But
yeah, well, let's hold off on that. We're definitely going to go there for sure.
Yeah.
But for Cena, like hold on, let me get some live chat comments here. Chris Ferdinand, of course, says RVD come back and beat Cena. Where is RVD? Yeah, we are graciously allowed to stream on RVD's Twitter account, so he's not here tonight. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stick around, Chris. So appreciate you. One of Zach super chats here, and we'll get to the other one, Zach, for sure. But Zach says here, and thanks so much, says Cena's promo was 15 years too late. It felt phony because fans have been with him since his return, and he failed to even mention Dwayne. So I want to comment on this because I'll get to the Rock piece second, but I didn't think this felt phony, like at all. Like to me, like they have to connect a dot here, and you can use the Rock to do that. Like I just saw through the Rock's eyes that I didn't need these fans anymore. And like Cena addressed not just the fans that booed him, but he addressed the fans that cheered him too. Like he checked that box. So I did not feel like this was phony. I think you can have different opinions on this, obviously, but phony is not what I would use to describe this, even if I were going to take a negative point of view. And as far as The Rock goes, like there's two things. There's one real life element to this, which is they can't mention The Rock because they don't know what the hell The Rock wants to do. Like if he's not around and he's not in this day to day, and he's going to just show up and like do what he does and do what he wants, you can't have Cena going out there like talking about The Rock if you have absolutely no idea like what The Rock wants and he's not going to be around for a couple weeks. So there's a real life issue, with bringing up The Rock, which is maybe just stay away from that until you know exactly how things are going to go. So I'm sympathetic to that. But more importantly, though, this had to be about him. Like, I think this had to be about John Cena. This had to be about heel John Cena. And you have to, like I said at the top of the show, like, I think the real goal of this was to go out there and make sure you can get booed. Can you get booed? Can you pull a heel reaction from the crowd? Because if you can't, then everything you do with The Rock doesn't matter. Everything you do with Cody doesn't matter if you're not getting that reaction. So I think that the wrestling world needed John Cena in the middle of that ring talking to the crowd like that. And so you can go the Rock route. You have to go that way. You have to. It's not. I'm not saying that you have to. That you never talk about the Rock now. Certainly not. But on this night, night one, phase one, I think that they focused and had the attention from this promo in the right spot.
Yeah. Just so I don't forget that point, because I want to talk about all the other points in the super chat here. I think not bringing up Dwayne here avoids you getting into where you are with the Gunther Jey Uso story, where you are going to do the same thing. You don't want it to be once in a lifetime, where they just did promos back and forth for like 8 weeks. Yeah, I think first in a lifetime they were doing it back and forth, and it was like more standard, like your Hollywood Dwayne,
true.
WWE Raw, or WWE Cena. So that would be my rebuttal, that it is coming. Because if you do it here tonight, you're limiting a lot of what, like, the reason of, you take away like John Cena's like instincts, his character, like why his character did it. If Dwayne just comes into the forefront and it undercuts him,
exactly,
which is not what you want to do for like a top guy who's actually in the match,
right?
But on the other stuff, factually correct. Cena's promo was 15 years too late, right? Better now than never. Same thing with Roman. His heel turn was 5 years too late, but it still worked tremendously, right? And it did feel phony in kayfabe, which I think is the point.
Yeah, right.
That he is like a total BS, lying through his teeth. Like, he got everywhere he did through a combination of his hard work, politicking, Vince liking him, the money that he sold, that he forced every dad with an 8-year-old son to buy a T-shirt, which made him a big star, right? He did it with all of those things. So, like, in kayfabe, totally a phony move, which I think is the point. So those would be my 2 rebuttals on that end of the Dwayne thing.
Thank you, Zach. Great, good point. Good point. Mike is in our super chats saying Zach's defiance to the turn proved that it worked. Well, yeah. I mean, I certainly think that's what John Cena would be telling you right now if he were on this show. We know he listens, of course, but if he were actually on the show, he would. That's exactly what he would be telling you, which is like, no, man, I gotcha, got all of you. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you as always. We have 3 Brass Ring Media Gold members: Sean Plicta, Adam Kidd, and Andrew H. None of this could be possible without them and all of our members. But Sean is in our live chat right now, and Sean says here, that promo was such a blast. I love that he went in on the people that have cheered him too. Yeah, and then he says, I'm even more excited for next week now. He balanced that. I thought he balanced that well in making sure that he acknowledged that there were some people that have cheered him all these years, and it wasn't just the booze that got to him, but it's both. It's both. And that was smart too, because it really says, if you're on my side, like, get off it. I don't want you here anymore. Like, you're not, don't cheer me. And so I think it was important to acknowledge that. Real quick on Cena's like delivery and like just I thought that part was great. Like, because Cena can be Cena, right? He can look like a comic book character out there and a cartoon character, a caricature. Like, he has had his moments when that has happened, and big time moments too. Not just when he's goofing off, but like big time promos where he's supposed to be out there being serious and he's not. This though, I thought he was focused on making sure that this was good. He seemed like he was a guy invested in making sure that he gets this right. I love the part where he's like leaning on the ropes and he's got his like feet crossed at the bottom and he's just like kind of lounging, and it's just like, damn, like that's good stuff. Like that's good, entitled, John Cena. And so I thought like he was able to. They didn't change the music. They didn't change the look and the attire, but he very much changed like the body language and all that, which is also what we kind of were advocating for. And the question was going to be, if he makes that choice, can he pull it off? And I thought he really did here. I thought all of that worked pretty strongly and pretty effectively.
Yeah. And I don't know, I'd have to look at screenshots, but it certainly seems like he was like didn't have any makeup on. And it was like more like, this is a 45-year-old face, kind of haggard look than, than what we've seen. You get a little touched up. Even CM Punk's had 3 different colors of his face because he's wearing some makeup on promos and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So yeah, I thought every attention to detail was hit here with him, that character. And like, I think one thing I really have gleaned from this is like the moment, it's John Cena is the bigger moment of the, Rock being the orchestrator is like secondary to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's for everybody. And this promo has confirmed that this is the John Cena story. And like, he is the main character of this, whether how he did it, that will obviously be important, but his actions, his choices, he's like not a drone, which I think that was my worry of this character, of him doing that. And then like in July being a good guy again.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think we're on that path. I think this is him fully understanding what he's done. And that's a much more compelling character. So I've liked that signal to me as a fan.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Absolutely. As far as what was not in this, right? Because there was stuff that wasn't in it. You didn't have to mention The Rock. We kind of talked about that. There wasn't a lot of going at Cody Rhodes either. Like it was more fan based, and it wasn't, directly healing on Cody. It was just healing on the fans. And both, they've got 4 weeks or 5 weeks almost. I think 4 Raws. So 4 Raws, 4 SmackDowns. So they've got a lot of time to get to these places. If they don't ever get there, and they just ignore, I mean, it's not going to happen. But if like for some reason they ignore The Rock now, and don't tie that up, obviously that would be silly. And that would, certainly make me look back on this promo and go, yeah, okay, you missed something. If Cena doesn't have those moments with Cody Rhodes, that would also be a miss. But there's time for that. So those were 2 kind of glaring omissions from this, but I would argue smart omissions given just the stakes of Cena going out there and cutting a heel promo for the first time in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, it's the way to do it. Defines him exactly how they want to define him without any sort of chicanery around it, which I'm sure that we'll get to. We have multiple weeks, like I said. And yeah, like, not to pick, I know we're going to talk about other stuff here, but like, it seems like Zach got upset and left the chat because we both like the John Cena thing. Let me know if you're Zach, but like, I thought the rest of the show was the exact opposite of this opening segment. And like a lot of these feuds are like kind of absolute dog poop. So it's interesting to see the like top of the card being so stacked and interesting, and like everything underneath it being pretty bad. So I'm sure we'll talk about it.
And I mean, first of all, I agree. And we're going to get to something in a little bit with Rhea Ripley, which I'm just at a loss on, but we'll get there. Okay, you mentioned Cody. He did have like a moment out there, and he got a big pop. And that was another like positive of this John Cena promo is because it really just like greased the skids for Cody to come out. And by the time that Cody came out, like that audience was just ready for like any hero babyface to come out there and like, and face off with this guy, and Cody reaped the benefits of that. So that's how heels are doing the right thing, and that the heel act is doing their job when, the babyface gets a reaction like that. And so I thought he had a really good reaction. I wonder if we're going to disagree on this because I thought he was good out there. I thought like that short and sweet was better in this case, and just kind of like being like, look, John, if this is you that's going to show up at WrestleMania, like it's not going to end well for you. Like he was like, there was a confidence in that I liked. I like that he wasn't out there kind of being whimpery Cody Rhodes, like, man, I can't believe you turned on me. And, like, I'm confused. Like, there was none of that. It was just like, John, if this is you, you're going to retire much early because I'm going to take care of business. So I liked the short, sweet nature of that. There's holes in it though, and maybe you'll talk about some of those. But what did you think about Cody's response?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just didn't. I thought it was just like a different level, like multiple tiers below what Cena was putting off there. Obviously, time.
Okay, that's fair.
Didn't have the time to do it, and like, yeah, is the line, at the end there a good line? Yes. Does it fit this current Cody character? Probably, right? You could probably convince me of that pretty easily. I do think it like leads to a way to play it here that if he does lose, that he is bitter about the way he handled things, and he kind of left his classic Cody character, and like he has to reckon with that. And what does that mean? So that could be interesting and a good use of the promo like this. But I mean, Cena is the focal point here. I just wonder if like you edit this and it's just John Cena and he walks out and there's no Cody Rhodes. Is that almost better? I mean, the huge reaction makes me think I still do Cody out there because, at 3 p.m. on a Monday, which I love, by the way. I was locked in at 3 p.m. It was awesome. It's the crowd chanting, we want Cody. I mean, you can't deny that. If you can get a "we want anybody" chant for a babyface, you kind of have to be like, well, it was worth it no matter what we did. So I tend to like that. But yeah, so it's hard. Here's the structure of it, right? That is hard. Cody like backs off and walks away and leaves Cena in the ring in the babyface spot of like, hey, I'm walking away from you, right? And that's like a tough thing from like the psychology standpoint of like, hey, you're a bitch. Come, I'm gonna kill you. Not Swerve Strickland style, but basically is what Cody does. And then he turns and walks up the ramp and stares down Cena, and then Cena gets to walk out of his own volition. Kind of hard on the babyface heel dynamic traditionally to do that. I didn't hate it here, but something to like watch and tread lightly on, I think, for Cody and his character.
Yeah, for sure. And I think because my thing was, man, Cody, you got this guy in the ring and like he destroyed you. He beat you with like an inch of your life, and you're just gonna go talk to him. Like I think there's an element of like
we're probably looking for Travis Scott more so than Cena.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, where's Travis at, by the way?
Yeah, where's Travis at? But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like I think there's an argument where like no, he just should go out there and kick his ass. But it's show business too, and there's an element of like, well, just too soon for that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just like hard, like the structure of it. Just I mean, that's the best of that situation. But
if you give it away too soon, like I get not wanting to do that, and I think like as much as I was watching that segment and going like, oh, Cody really should probably just whoop John Cena here, or at least fight him. It's like if I was booking it, I definitely wouldn't have given that away right then.
Yeah,
like, it's just way too early to do it, even if it makes sense.
Like, yeah, and we'll see at the end here because it's like this is like nitpicking because I think this is like a 10 out of 10 segment.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, it's important to bring that up. Yes,
it's just like do you do it where Cena rolls out of the ring and walks out, and Cody goes in and cuts his promo, and he's like, "Oh, you can't even look me in the face," and does the same promo, and then leaves and gets the crowd to.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's better because Cena didn't do anything after either. So him him standing up to Cody, not being scared of him. If that is like a big theme of this, then I like that as a note. But if not, he probably should have just rolled out so Cody could have looked strong in the end. But it depends what they want to do, right? So I'm open to any interpretation here.
Yeah. I think without question, this has made the Cody John Cena match, I mean, infinitely more interesting, than babyface versus babyface. I mean, like, there's just no question about it. And I think when you look at like Cena and how well he did last night, like if he wins the title at WrestleMania, we're not doing a full prediction show right now, but let's say that he does. I mean, he's got countless baby faces to work with. Punk, Sammy, Jay, Roman, Randy Orton, Seth. Like there's just, I mean, right. It just goes on and on. I mean, you could have a really fun summer of, Cody Rhodes in the background trying to battle back. Cena vanquishes all these babyface challengers thanks to help with thanks to The Rock and just Cena being heel Cena. And then Cody, gets it at the end, you know, or somebody else. Like but I think that just like seeing this, you say to yourself, like, okay, like I think they're going to be okay with this. I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, I agree. This is even just like WrestleMania wise, right? If whatever out of 5, this is a 5 out of 5 anticipation level for me. I don't know if anything else gets even to a 4 that's on the card. So it's a good thing this is getting really hot really quick, because it's going to bolster a kind of pretty 2.5 star anticipation level match, WrestleMania banquet.
Let's keep going on that. And Adam is in our live chat, one of our gold members. Adam, what's going on, man? Thanks so much for tuning in. Glad you're able to make it. Adam says, good evening, everyone. If you're interested in Brass Ring Media membership, gold or otherwise, patreon.com/Brass Ring Media. That's where you can find us. We have all sorts of perks. We've got all sorts of just stuff for our members. So check it out. You're going to want to do this, especially now with WrestleMania on the horizon and Dynasty on the horizon too. All right. Adam, what'd you think of the John Cena promo? Want to flash your comments up there if you got a second to drop them in. I am with you, like on the WrestleMania card right now. Now, again, you gotta like talk about this with, you know, there's a month left. Like normally that's one build from one pay-per-view to the next. Like they've got a long time. They still have time to fix some of this. But when you look at the Raw side of this card, obviously you have like the Cena Cody stuff that played out yesterday. I don't even know that I would call that a Raw, a Raw thing. SmackDown. But the Raw stuff, man, like I don't think any of it had a good night last night. Jey Uso and Gunther, like it's just the same thing over and over and over. Like
what is happening? Like it's kind of insane.
Like, you had to like do the. I mean, I get like last night you want to do the entrance, you want to do everything. It looked cool. You had Jey Uso in a match, but then like he's beating Austin Theory in like 2 minutes, and then he's getting choked by Gunther, and this time he battles him off, and they just kind of stare. It's like that's been the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah. If I had to ask you, like, hey, you have to pick like Death Rider's story or Gunther and Jay, like which one do you like better?
Death Riders is going to end sooner, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that's like when you're asking that question, it's like, I mean, just imagine how much would be killing AEW for this, and the super hot crowd protects this a little bit, and the hot angle to start the show. But
well, it does. It certainly does, but it doesn't mean that this match is in a good spot. And I mean, it really is just like on fumes right now. And there's things that they can do to heat it up, but there's so much time left. Like it's just
is there things to heat this up?
I mean, I think if you did some kind of like vicious heat angle with Gunther and Jay that leaves Jay off TV until the week before WrestleMania, I think that you could get this back where people are like ready to just see Jay wrestle Gunther and beat him. But then Jay's not on TV for 5 weeks or whatever, 4 weeks. And that has its own type of problems, but like Jay's not cutting promos. He's not talking about like what it means for him to win the match. Gunther is just really kind of flatlined, and they're limping into this for sure.
Yeah. No chance it's the main event on Saturday, right? 0% chance. That's why I have it at
right now. Oh yeah. Zero. No.
It's like the opener.
Yeah.
Which is,
I would say opener one of the nights. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah. It could be Sunday. The other Raw world title could be the other opener. Maybe it'd be a pretty bad opener.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think like, I mean, just like, I don't know, the stuff that WWE likes to do. Like they're going to want to shoot the hell out of that entrance with, a hot 80,000 or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah. Jay on a tight wire going down like Shawn Michaels eating.
Right. Like, they're going to do something huge for that entrance. So like do it first. But I mean, it's definitely not, early on, you're like, all right, can they get this to the main event point? And no, there's no way at this point.
Yeah.
But keep it going though. You had the stuff with Seth was just like, okay, like you're out there. Okay.
It was like, hey, we got 5 minutes, bud. Go have them sing as long as they can. And be like, hey, please watch on Friday.
Watch a different day.
US, it's right here on Netflix, but we can't say that. So,
and then you know what? Sing my song again. Like it's just like, okay.
Yeah, very house showy. A lot of the rest.
So that hasn't even really kicked into gear yet. I mean, it's not even an official match at this point. So that's nowhere. And then you have this thing with Rhea Ripley,
worst of the worst.
Bianca Belair and Io Sky. Last night, if you're watching the show to kind of catch you up, last night they had a contract signing with Bianca Belair and Io Sky. Official, they both signed it, and then Rhea Ripley runs out and gets beats up Bianca and Io. She kind of gets in the face of Bianca and ends up signing the contract also, and then thinking that means that she gets a title match, and she argues her point with Adam Pearce. Pearce says no, and that's where they left it. So, I mean, there's just so much wrong with that. I mean, for starters, and then I'll throw to you, but I just think that Rhea Ripley just looks terrible. It's so jarring that I'm like halfway convinced, and I'm not breaking news here, so no aggregation of this, but I'm convinced that like she pissed off somebody. Like this makes no sense.
She's leaving the company to work with Buddy or something.
Right. Like it makes no sense to do this. She was this badass character, and now she's whiny. She's a baby. She's petty. She comes across as very unlikable. And to above all else, she's wrong, and everybody saw it. Everybody saw her antagonize Bianca Belair first and then lose the championship because of it. Why should she get a rematch? Like none of this makes any sense. And I think it really has hurt Rhea, and it's hurt Bianca. The only person that I think kind of comes across better here is Io Sky, and that's because she comes across like the adult in the room with those other two. And it's
associating in every promo where the other two are being ridiculous.
Yes. Basically. It's like because they're so catty in high school, and it's like, what are we doing here? So yeah, I've hated this. Like it's really bad. And it's just such a waste of one of your, top, or what was supposed to be, or what could be a top star in the women's division. But go ahead, your take.
And I'm not saying this is her like career trajectory here, but if you took like a 1 week sample, I mean, she's like on the level of like a former champion being an absolute idiot buffoon of like the Miz or like Jinder Mahal is like the only level I can get to of like, what are you doing with this like person who you had like, Miz main event at a WrestleMania, right? He never will not have main event at a WrestleMania. And then, he's basically a joke for the other part of his career, which is strange. Like, not saying that's for Rhea, but like this segment is something like Santino Marella would do to get like a match on SmackDown, and he would end up not reading it, and he's wrestling The Undertaker. That's the story that they're telling here of like, no, I'm going to sign it. I get like, it's crazy. And I don't know, like, I was like, did Triple H get visa issues? Like, was he not there to like, it just felt like a show that I know they don't think this, like it's on at 3 in the US. So who cares? Like, absolutely not. You're on like probably one of the most watched Raws ever because of the John Cena stuff.
Right.
And like, if you stuck around, you had absolute nothing to watch. And this is like, if you have more people, I hope they had less people because the time slot, because you don't want people to see Rhea in this capacity if you want her to be a big star. So very strange. It's
so strange. I mean, like, let me get to some live chats here, and then from our members. On the Jey Uso topic, Sean says here, Gunther is not dominant right now. We talked a lot about Jey, but it's good to bring up Gunther too, because there's been he hasn't added anything to this whole feud. He hasn't added anything to it at all. Like, there hasn't been good promos, there hasn't been compelling matches, there hasn't been even compelling squash matches, just a whole lot of nothing from him. So I would Sean, I agree with you on this. Tyler?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even like, I know we're talking about Rhea and bouncing back and forth, but like, the Gunther fall from grace, he didn't lose his title, but him and Rhea are different but similar on like being some of the most like over people, and like, oh, they're definitely going to get the 30-foot plastic wrapping around the stadium as you walk in and see all these stars. And now it's like, oh, I guess, but is there one better we can put on there? But yeah, I mean, like the fact that I know you don't want to duplicate situations, but like to not have Gunther come out in Europe and like fight off it, like do like classic MJF stuff of like maybe they would cheer him Logan. I don't think they would because they love Jay. So have him go out there and be like, I'm glad I left this, asshole continent and went to America, the land of plenty, and where all your ancestors would wish they could have left, and all that. Like do like that crazy kind of promo, and then have Jay come out, yeet his way up, run him off, and yeet with the crowd, and like at least it's something different, not the exact same thing we've seen the last 3 weeks. So yeah, 100%.
Adam says here in the live chat on this, I would still rather watch Gunther Jay than anything with Mox and the Mechanics. Hey, fair enough. It's not a good choice. We didn't give you a good choice there, but
yeah, but the fact that that's like even a question from where this was 3 weeks ago is insane.
Yeah. All right, let me keep going here. Okay, Sean. Bianca has been more serious lately, which is good, but this has gone off the rails. Why are they letting Rhea act like a freaking child? Yeah, there you go. Also, Adam says here, unpopular opinion, Rhea needs to scrap the Riptide. Oh man, you don't like Riptide? I like the Riptide finisher for her. But let's but yeah, maybe she's done it to Nia Jax. So like, I feel
like she did it on Jade. Jade could work through that.
Yeah, I think Jade could. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can do it on Jade, I think it's fine. But I agree. Adam says the blood never looks clean, but I think Rhea's way overrated as a performer anyway. So I've had that opinion for a long time.
Yes, you have. Let's play a game.
Okay, love it.
So let's assume that Paul Levesque, who's writing this or greenlighting this, has the best intentions at heart with this, and it's to get Rhea more over, or to get her in a big match, or whatever it is. Let's just assume that that's what it is. That he's got a good intention here. What can you retcon this in your brain out loud here as to like what they're actually trying to do? Like what are they actually trying to accomplish with this? And it may be complicated answer. I think it may be not complicated, which is just, hey, we got 5 weeks to WrestleMania and we want to do a triple threat. Okay. Or is it something in between? But like, talk me through, try to make this make sense. Like if you're Paul Levesque, why you greenlight this exact story?
Like
when it's so obviously insane.
Yeah. If I'm Paul Levesque, right? So I love Ashley Fleer as a human being, right?
Yeah, you're Paul Levesque.
Like he does, right? Like I assume like that's like a sister to him almost, like a cousin.
I mean, clearly there's
the way he loves Rick, right? Whatever. That's the only thing I can see is you're trying to set up like Bianca and Rhea to be heels if you want Charlotte to have like the actual babyface run that you want if you're Paul Levesque. But obviously that's crazy to say out loud. Like it's but that's like the only thing I could think of, because like to not like, obviously you might have issues with Jade, but like to not do Bianca and Jade as a match that leads to a SummerSlam title match between those two. And then you can have the Io and Rhea rematch at WrestleMania. Like that's such a cleaner, better way to do this.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. Besides, like, if you want to like sacrifice your entire division to give someone one last run in your mind, besides that, I can't even think of a retcon of why this was like the right call. Because if not, like, just they should have done Charlotte and Io and done this earlier. At least that feels kind of fresh to me. Question mark. I can't remember. I'm sure they've wrestled on a pay-per-view. But then you could do like, Rhea moves over and Rhea Tiffany Bianca makes more sense as a triple threat on that side because they're looking for stuff to do. Like if you wanted to do it, like just move it around a little bit. Because like Io and Tiffany both feel like so different than their opponents in their matches, and it's really hurt both of them
And
in a way that they're not working together.
And I like Io Sky. Like, look, I do, but I don't think she's on the level of Rhea, Bianca, Charlotte. I guess just not in terms of like skill, but just in terms of like hierarchy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like she's not, and so like even if you're like, well, we got to make Io Sky, it's like if that's your reason, like we got to make Io Sky, we're gonna have her beat both Bianca and Rhea. It's like, well, no, because she's not on that level either, so that doesn't make sense. And I think you had a decent women's title match, Rhea Ripley against Bianca Belair. Like even them babyface versus babyface, I think is much better than what we're getting right now by a wide margin. And I mean, comment if you disagree with that, but I think that's significantly better, more compelling, more interesting, and will be a better match than whatever this is.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, that's like shouldn't be like an easy statement in most times, but it is an easy statement versus what we're seeing in front of us. Your alternative.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. A couple more chats here. Adam says, what would have made more sense? Or excuse me, let me read this again. What would have made more sense was a 3-way with Rhea as champion still, and Io takes the fall for Bianca to protect the Rhea-Bianca match later. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, that is not like high level booking, and it's not, I don't think it's more compelling than, a singles match between Rhea and Bianca, but that is much better than what we're getting right now, which is just backwards nonsense.
Well, it's like, LA Knight getting the title again, right? Do I have that right? Yeah, Shinsuke dropped it to.
Yeah, Shinsuke dropped it to him. Yeah.
So it'd be like, oh, you never know what's going to happen on this like 6 weeks before WrestleMania. It feels more like that to like keep it like, oh, well,
yeah,
Braun Breaker might lose because all this other stuff has happened. Like that's not worth doing stuff like that for your audience to. Man, that was like the second best thing on the show, but I didn't even like that very much.
What's that?
Just like the Smosh main event finish and all that stupid.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah,
it was fine. It was probably the second best like long segment on the show, but that's not saying much.
No, no, it's not. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This one really is. This is like by a vowel territory. Like I've got no clue. Usually, you could like at least. I like to think you can kind of, as we do on the show a lot with Tony Khan and Paul Levesque and back in the day, as twisted as it was, Vince McMahon, that you could like jump in their brains and go, all right, I don't like it, but I can see what they're trying to attempt here. I can't give you a good answer with this one.
Yeah,
like
unless Mariah May is a free agent and
comes
in and is a huge star, which I don't even think that she'd be an NXT star. So that's not even.
Like it's really difficult to see like where they think this end game is gonna go. And again, like a long-term story is fine, they gave a long time. I mean, WrestleMania is as late as it's ever been, but that doesn't mean the road that you take isn't gonna mess things up. And in some cases, and in a lot of cases right now, actually, up and down this card for WrestleMania, I think it is hurting things. And, can they fix it? We'll see. I don't know. But man, yeah, this one was rough. Let's see here. Did I miss anything in the chat? Sean says here, yeah, they didn't need Bianca to come out, even though she did nothing wrong. She did win the chamber, so she had to be in the match. Yeah. I mean, Tyler, I think that, and Sean, this is like leading me to my point. So like you kind of like triggered this in my brain, but I think you're right about just the idea of this road to WrestleMania post Royal Rumble. Like, I think that they've worked hard, sometimes to their own detriment, as it turns out, to like get you some wow moments that don't necessarily make sense, but keep you thinking and keep you guessing, so you keep watching. One of those was Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. I think that really furrowed a lot of brows and was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And another one was this Rhea Ripley thing. Another one was, of course, the John Cena thing. But I think, that has played out okay. But like, it seemed like there was more of a concerted effort this year to go, all right, we got all this time. We can't just go through motions and like regular build here. So we got to mix it up. And this is that happening. And this is just a big miss, like an epic miss.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't add anything to that.
Yeah, that's all right. Sometimes I'm just perfect. That's just how it goes. Let me check my notes here. I think we got through everything, guys.
You don't want to talk LWO and American Made?
Do we have? Well, we could talk about the Chad Gable thing. I think that was probably the second best thing on the show.
Yeah, he's wearing a blue hoodie now, which is great. Not a black hoodie.
So. Not a black hoodie, but he was in a suit too, and there was another guy out there.
Yeah,
so we all know where this is ending. But
yeah, who's the? Is it Pete Dunne? Are they the similar size, like height and like body type?
Ooh, I didn't even think of Pete Dunne. Yeah,
he's been off the show, so that could be like whatever. There's something obviously, but it's fun. It's fun. Like totally doesn't matter. Low stakes stuff going on the show, which is good.
And if the rest of the show is good enough, it has a place on it.
Yeah.
It's just when the show is not good, when you're like, really, this is the best. This is the second best thing on the show. Like, ouch.
Pretty cool.
But I like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap up there, guys. Thank you all for joining in the show. Really appreciate it. Once again, this is the Brass Ring Media Podcast. We're here live with this show twice a week. We also have our other suite of Brass Ring Media shows, our Nocturnal Knockout post shows, which Robert did last night. You can check that out on the YouTube channel here. And then the Kick-Ass podcast is on Saturday mornings. If you're not listening to that show, you were missing out. It's an awesome show. So don't miss out. Subscribe to One True Sport on YouTube, and also subscribe to the Brass Ring Media Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We simulcast all of our shows, so that way you can catch them all. And once again, if you want to become a Brass Ring Media member, we'd love to have you. It's only $4 to sign up, and you get all sorts of exclusive content. Member-only show once a week. You get all of our pay-per-view and PLE review shows, access to the Discord community that we run, full access to the newsletter, and a ton more. And so give us a shot. Give us a shot. We really would love to have you, and we'll do all we can to earn your business. Thank you to our gold members, Sean Palikta, Adam Kidd, and Andrew H. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who joined us in the live chat, and thank you to our super chats. I have one more that I need to hit here, and this is from Zach, who had to leave the show. But Zach says here, voting for the first two brackets in the Wrestling Theme Song Madness tournament is open in the Discord. We're doing this member March Madness theme thing where we're going to crown the best wrestling theme song of all time. If you want to get in on that, it's a fun thing that the members are doing. Check it out.
Do you know which server it's in?
It is in the non-wrestling chat server.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll look for it. I don't see it in here, but
you probably have to scroll quite a bit if you've been in there, because there's been a lot of discussion, so it might be a lot of scrolling through.
Great podcast, but a reason we have multiple Discord channels is the reason I brought that up. Lots of different stuff to talk about.
That's great. That's right. So you get to do fun stuff like that too. Moral of the story: try us out, become a member. Your first week is free, so if you hate it after 1 week, you won't. But if you do, no holds barred. You can bow out. Tyler, any final words? Can you do some improv for us someday?
Sure. I mean, it's hard
Fair.
via Zoom, but we can certainly take a suggestion, have it non-wrestling related, and we could do something. You just have to yes and it, and I can guide you through it. So
yeah, and
you could do it with like you could only have maybe like lyrics from wrestling entrance music as a rebuttal. So like I would start a scene, and you'd be like, "I'm just a boy toy." And then I have to react to that. So that'd be fun. I'm gonna write that down. It's a good show idea.
That's a good show idea. Yes, that's really good.
Yeah. I'll write it down on the receipt that Cody's got for Travis Scott.
There you go. Okay, so there you go. Now you have especially something to look forward to. You're not going to want to miss that show. Tyler, thanks everybody once again for joining in. We'll be back with this show on Thursday, so we'll catch you then. Cool. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Talk to y'all real soon. See ya.